Hi there guys, welcome back to the next video in my Kanto Solo Run series, where I aim to solo the game with a Pokemon chosen by our randomizer wheel. Let's recap the rules and get straight back into it. First off, the wheel decides which is free Pokemon, choose one of the three and we do the run with that Pokemon. Secondly, I can only use that Pokemon in battle, but I can catch utility Pokemon for HMs. Third, I can't heal in battle using items, but healing outside of battle is allowed, and moves like Recover and Rest also allowed. Fourth, I can use the Badge Boost glitch, because it's kind of unavoidable in Gen 1. Finally, I can use TMs and HMs. Now let's recap, let's get on with the video. Okay, next up on the wheel, let's see what we get. First up is Diglett. We did have Dugtrio on the choices last time. Might be time to do a Diglett run, let's see what else comes up. I'm fancying a challenge today. Wigglytuff. If it's anything like a fairy, it shouldn't be that too hard of a run. Let's see what we get last up. Ah, man. Okay, let's go with Abra, let's see what we get. And with Abra chosen on the wheel, let's get started with the run. So, I know for a fact this is going to be a difficult run. And that comes down to, not Abra's stats, it comes down to its move pool. So if you're aware of Abra in Gen 1, it genuinely only learns the move Teleport via level up. So, because we don't have any attacking moves until after Brock, when you can get to Mount Moon and get some TMs, yeah, we're going to be at Brock for quite a while. We're going to have, and there's no way we're even going to beat the rival here unless we get incredible luck, but even then, I really don't think we're going to. So, at this moment, I'm not even really too sure if we're even going to complete this challenge, so it's going to be Fail as the name for Abra. So yeah, even with this initial battle, Teleport, we can't even increase our speed, we can't increase our evasion. It's just going to be a little bit of a slog until that Squirtle knocks us out, and thankfully this initial battle, it doesn't matter if you win or not. You can still continue on with the game. But to beat Brock, the only move that we're going to have is Struggle. So that means that we're going to have to go get rid of all of our Teleport PP. And then we're going to have to use Struggle to get through the battle. But just having Struggle alone is not going to ensure us the victory, because Struggle has recoil damage on every hit, as you can see here. And the best way that I found to be able to get levels up consistently and as quick as possible, once you've got rid of all your Teleport HP, you've picked up all the potions you can, you go and find level 5 to 6 Metapods, because they give you the most amount of experience in Viridian Forest, and there's no point even trying to attempt any of the trainers here, because you're just going to lose against them as well. And as you can see here, Struggle is a recoil move, so that means that when it comes to Brock, we're going to have enough HP to be able to take out both of his Pokemon and be able to do enough damage. So yeah, I'm going to be honest, training here took hours, honestly hours, before we were even at a point where we could even attempt Brock. We were level 13 against this Weedle here, this Bug Catcher trainer here, and honestly, even here we really struggled, hence the pun. I will stop doing them as soon as we get to Mount Moon. We can pick up Mega Punch, because that's the first TM that we can pick up and learn is Mega Punch, and you find that in Mount Moon. And if we had that move earlier on, honestly, these fights would be so much easier. But we don't. We've only got Struggle, so that's what we have to deal with for now. And even at level 15 with 40 HP, it's still not enough to take out the junior trainer. So it took me around about 2 hours to get to this point, and that's from using all of my potions up, wasting all my money on them, and then having to do the rigmarole of going to get rid of all of my 20 teleports, then go and fighting Pokemon, then going back to the Pokemon Center. Yeah, it just took ages, so it took me a couple of hours to get level 21, and at level 21, we're only just really around about like getting past the Geodude. That's 9 levels below us, and I think we just get lucky in this attempt because it just keeps using Tackle. If it kept using Defense Curl, we probably would have had more of a chance, but it only leaves us 8 HP for the Onyx, and that's just mathematically not enough. So we need to be higher leveled. So after even more hours and more grinding, we finally got to level 25. And this was the lowest level that I found that it was possible to be able to do this. And that comes down to a few things. So in terms of base stats, Abra has incredible speed and incredible special. That speed stat in particular was the difference here. Because speed, like critical hit chances in Gen 1 are based off speed, Abra actually has a really high chance to crit, which is why Alakazam was also so broken in Gen 1. The whole Abracadabra Alakazam line were incredibly broken in Gen 1. They just completely dominated in terms of power. But because of those critical hits, we can do more damage than Onyx is dealing out. Unfortunately, it used Bide there. We didn't want to get hit by Bide. And even with 6 HP, we're just going to have to go for it. And we finally, at level 25, you can see me pausing here. This was the first time I beat Brock as an Abra. And when you're doing a run like this and you get a win, you've just got to go with it. I didn't try to go back after this and try and prove that it was only possible at this level. But yeah, it was really, really difficult to get to this point, and I nearly gave up on the run a couple of hours in. And when we finally got there, we picked up Mega Punch and we can move on to Cerulean City. And you're going to see, just because we've got all these levels now and because we've got Mega Punch, how easy the run gets from here. I'm not going to lie, like, if Brock wasn't the first gym leader, we'd probably be doing this in normalish times. But this is not going to be a normal run. It's going to take a lot of hours, it's going to take a lot of grinding, and it has just to get to this point. But we first try Misty there without much problem because of Mega Punch. Mega Punch, if you're not aware, is an 85 accuracy move, 80 base power, 20 PP. It's decent, but Body Slam is better, which is another move that we do get. And just Mega Punch on its own, you can get past the Pidgeotto in 2 hits at level 29. The Abra is going to be a 1-hit KO. We do get the critical as well. Rattata comes out. It's going to be a 1-hit KO. Will it go up to level 13? We haven't even got out of Cerulean. This is, yeah. It's only the Kakuna run that I think I've had to be that high level to get out with Cerulean. And with that, we can then move on to Viridian and go on to the SSN. We've got quite a few levels. To be honest, I anticipated with how badly we were doing in the early game that it's worth going against more trainers than I normally would to get up a few more levels, because I feel like the level curve will balance out at some point quite quickly. So getting more levels earlier on, I feel like that was going to help us out. So we went up to level 36, beating everyone on the SSN. And we still don't have a Psychic move yet. In fact, Abra can only learn two physical Psychic moves. It can learn Psywave and it can learn Psychic. We're not going to bother with Psywave. We're going to go straight for Psychic. So we need to get past Viridian as quick as possible. We can pick up... No, we actually can't pick up Thunderbolt. We can pick up Thunderwave, so that limits us even more on the move pool. So, yeah, we need to get past Viridian as quick as possible. We need to get through Rock Tunnel, and we need to head straight to Saffron after that, because then we can pick up Psychic. Because you can access it as soon as you get past Rock Tunnel. You can just go through Lavender Tower, straight up to Celadon, backtrack yourself once you've got the fresh water, and then go get it from there. The main move that really got us through Rock Tunnel as well, you can pick up Seismic Toss over in Cerulean, so that helped us get through a lot of bad fights, especially with these Geodudes. And it's also the reason why I increased my level so much at this point, is because then we can actually deal enough damage, really. Some Pokemon, well, most Pokemon around the Rock Tunnel range, they're at least about 50 HP, so at least 2 hits will take them out quite comfortably. We can move on to Saffron. We get Psychic. This is going to be our main move for the rest of the run. And now we've got Psychic, this run's going to get even quicker now. I mean, I say quick. We're still level 42. We have done a lot of grinding. We have taking a lot of detours. We are really behind on basically every other run that we've ever done, apart from maybe the Kakuna run. But we are one-shotting things, so we can recuperate that time. And Giovanni goes down without much of a problem. So while we're here, we might as well go against Erica as well. We've got super effective move against her. She hasn't got anything super effective against us. The worst that could happen, we miss a move, and because we've only got 15 base defense, she uses a physical move on us to one-shot us. That is probably one of the biggest detriments about Abra. In terms of base stats, it's got 25 HP, 20 attack, 15 defense. Special is around about that 90 mark, I would say, because the special split hasn't happened in Gen 1, so you kind of have to combine both stats, so probably around about that 90 mark, I would say. I'd have to properly calculate that out. And then speed is 90, so it's got a base total of 310. So it means that we have to put everything we want into special. We have to make sure we're fast as possible, we can hit first, and pretty much go for the Oko. Erica goes down with no problem. We move on to Lavender, and we're just showing the rival here who's boss, really. We know we're going to beat him. I don't think... It's been a long time since I've lost against the rival in Lavender Tower. It just doesn't... By this point in a solo run, you've got more than enough levels to handle any Pokemon he's got here. And then the next time you face him is going to be the massive jump over at Silphcore. And that one always is a hard battle. I mean, we've just taken out a Kadabra there with Body Slam. We haven't even got very good attack. I haven't even used any vitamins at this point. I'll be honest, I really should start using vitamins on my runs, but I'm wanting to get the best times possible when I'm doing solo runs, trying to cut corners and that. And honestly, if I can do it without vitamins, you can pick up enough on the way when you're walking around. So yeah, it's not. It probably would help some of the times that I do get, but I'm trying to cut as many corners as I can to see how fast I can solo the game. Moving on to Silphcore though. We're not really having too many problems. 2 Pokemon have gone down without losing any HP. Seismic Toss is probably the best move to be using against the Execute. Alakazam comes out, and we know it's weak to physical attack, so we're going to go for Body Slam. And even with our measly attack and 11 levels above, it still only does half damage. So we're going to have to rethink our strategy maybe later on. I did pick up Thunder Wave over in Cerulean as well, which is going to be quite a key move. Paralysis is a very good effect to inflict, so it's worth having there when the move pool is so shallow. And there's not really many other moves that we probably could teach. I mean, we could go for Mega Kick, but we're not a physical Pokemon. We could go for Toxic Stalls if we really wanted to. We could go for Submission, but to be honest, in this circumstance, I reckon Seismic Toss probably would do better. Mimic is always a good shout. It is not a bad move. Double Team is, so we will not be using Double Team. We could get Rest. We could get Tri Attack, which is a special normal move. That could be a very good choice. And that's around about it. I don't really want to use Flash anymore from my Electabuzz run. It didn't really help out very much, to be honest. It was interesting to try it out, but yeah, it didn't really do much for us. The fact that it had low accuracy was just... Yeah, that was the worst part about it. So he's probably going to be one of the biggest fights up until this point. Sabrina is going to be difficult. We're level 47 at this point. We know that physical moves are going to be good against him, but we get disabled straight away, so then we move into Seismic Toss. Level 48 now, and the Mr. Mime comes out. We're going to have to keep going with Seismic Toss. We want to take him out in 2 hits. And it's not really that much that they can do to me. The Venomoth probably is going to be the most dangerous one, but because it's weak to Psychic, it's a bug poison, we can take it out in 1. And then comes out Alakazam, and Body Slam is still... it's still disabled after maybe 6-7 turns there. So we're going to have to paralyze it and hope for the paralysis. Because if all it's going to do is spam recover, because all it's got apart from recover is psychic moves. So the AI is going to say to it, the normal move's the best move to make here, so they will only use recover. Which just become, if you can't take it out quickly or you can't get it paralysed, it just becomes a never-ending battle, because they have unlimited PP, whereas you don't. It's a weird quirk in Gen 1 really, but it makes the game quite interesting. It's not really much to talk about with Koga. We're a psychic Pokemon, we've got the move Psychic. Its Pokemon are gonna go down pretty well. Pretty much one-hit KOs all round. So the next 3 fights coming up, we've got Blaine, we've got Giovanni, we've got the rival before the Elite Four, then we have the Elite Four. So looking at our moveset, honestly, I think this is probably as good as we're going to get. I think if we teach Mimic, that's probably going to be the only change we make to our moveset. But it's going to be a difficult one. I actually think because we've now got past Brock, we've got the moveset we have, we've got the levels. I haven't used any rare candies yet either. I actually think that, yeah, Abra's possible to solo the game with. Which when I first looked at its moveset and even just trying to get past Brock, I knew, I could see it was possible. I've seen J Rose do a video where he managed to do it as well. And yeah, it's been on my list to do for quite a while. Did have a bit of problem against Blaine here. So the Arcanine thankfully did go down with a critical hit, but we pushed right to the brink there on 5 HP. It's weird to see level 51 we've only got 120 HP. And this is where I probably should have got some HP ups or anything like that, just to give us a bit more to work with. But the next battle's not going to be a problem whatsoever. Mostly ground and poison types, rock type as well. Giovanni is not a tough battle. I mean, of course, unless you're like a bug, the first stage bug Pokemon that have somehow got to this point in the game. And from what I know of videos around the internet and on YouTube, the only one that seems possible to actually get to this point is Weedle, out of the ones that are considered impossible solo runners. I think someone actually did calculate it out. It actually is possible to solo the game with Weedle, but the chances are something in like 1 in the trillions. Everything has to line up. If you can find that, I'll see if I can find that video and link it. But honestly, it's really interesting how the guy worked it out. Like 1 in a trillion odd something just to be able to beat the game for Weedle. That's more. There's no way you'd be able to do that in your lifetime. You'd have to get, your luck would have to be phenomenal. But anyway, now I've talked through the Giovanni fight because it wasn't very interesting whatsoever. Let's move on to the round before the Elite Four and let's get concentrated on the battles ahead. So he's always going to start off with his Pidgeot. We do outspeed, and I have got rid of Thunderwave for Mimic because I want agility. And this is where we can utilise the badge boost glitch, because I haven't spoke about it yet in this video. It is one of Gen 1's key mechanics really. And I set up way too many here, and I forget the Pidgeot has quick attack. So I think it's the right strategy, but I just need to go about it a little bit better. I feel like I didn't get the best luck there, but we'll see how we do. It's definitely possible at this level. There's no way that Abra can not lose this battle. So we're going to start off with Mimic. We do want agility because it's going to help us later on. Thankfully he goes into the Whirlwind and then uses a quick attack. So you can see here how much damage even like a measly attack like quick attack's doing. We've got 59 HP. The Rhyhorn comes out and Stomp hits. So now the badge boost glitch is starting to play into effect. We're now on 1 HP, we've got better speed, better everything really because of how it does that, and then we level up. So to be fair, we've wasted our time now. We're on 4 HP and we've got to take out 3 more Pokemon. I could use 1 more agility, but with Execute, it goes for Poison Powder, and yeah, this attempt's gone. So instead of using my rare candies, I've already used way too much time on this run, to be honest. We are probably into the 8-hour mark right now of in-game time. There's not many runs where I've had to be into that range. So I don't want to use my rare candy, so we're going to go and try and battle as many trainers as possible. We're a Psychic type Pokemon, so it's better to go against the guys in the dojo. It's quick XP. And then we can go back a level 56. So we are going to go back for the same strategy with Mimic. And we're going to go straight for Psychic. We did get a special drop there, so that means we outspeed now. And now Rhyhorn comes out, we can use Psychic. And I tried this a few times. Honestly, the best Pokemon to have set up on was this Growlithe. It does have Takedown, which does do quite a bit of damage, but other than that, if you get burnt by Ember, that's just bad luck. But it also has Leer, so that also means that it can add to your badge boost glitch. When Execute comes out now, Body Slam, yeah, we get paralyzed. This still could not go our way. Alakazam comes out. I don't think we're winning this one. But then I remember the AI in Gen 1. As I was saying earlier, Gen 1 AI, if they realise that they've got a move that is the exact same type as you, they will go for another move. And because of that, that was the only reason why we won there. The Blastoise, we actually ended up outspeeding because of our speed boost, so that was quite lucky in the end, I would say. But we move on to the Elite Four. Lorelei, most annoying Pokemon is probably going to be the Cloyster. It's quite powerful. The Lapras is also going to be quite powerful as well, but actually the Slowbro is probably going to be the worst. But we can set up Amnesias from mimicking it, which is great. It means that our Psychic's going to do a lot more damage. Every time he uses Growl, it's going to add to our badge boost glitch, and I was hoping really to try and get a paralysis there. Then I realised, I've still got Seismic Toss. That's going to do damage no matter what they do to themselves. So it was actually the better way to get through that Slowbro with the Abra. And we go to level 61. The Jinx comes out next. We are very speedy. So we're going to see how Body Slam doesn't do much. I forget about that we've been growled. And then he uses Thrash. And yeah, we actually lose this attempt because it was bad strategy on my part, guys. I'll be completely honest there. So we need to go about this a different way. How can we do this battle differently? Level 61 going into this. And we're just going to go straight for the Psychic. We get the special drop and Growl misses. Not the worst thing in the world. Psychic's going to one-hit the... It doesn't one-hit the Cloyster last time. Oh, come on, Gen 1. Damage ranges. You gotta love and hate them. Amnesia's been mimicked, so we can start increasing our special. And strangely enough, the flipping heck, we nearly one-shot it. I should have just went with Psychic the last time. Okay, Slowbro goes down. And we're onto the Jinx again. This is the one that beat us last time. Our special is incredible, so we're just going to go for Psychic. Even though it's not very effective against Jinx, it still one-shots it. And annoyingly, we get the critical there. So with the badge boost glitch, if you get a critical, it actually only does the critical hit damage of what your stats were originally, not with the badge boost glitch added on. So in some circumstances, it's better not to get a critical hit. Then when you got speedy Pokemon, you can't really judge when that's going to happen. We're not going to talk about Bruno. With Psychic Pokemon, we're going to take out every Pokemon with Psychic. The next one up though, Agatha, I don't honestly think she's going to be that difficult either. Because all she uses are Ghost and Poison types, Psychic's pretty much going to walk through them as well. The bigger challenge is going to be Lance, considering Psychic is not very effective against Dragon type Pokemon. It'll be fine against the Aerodactyl, it'll be fine against the Gyarados, but the the Dragonites, that's going to be a problem. So I'm not too sure how that's going to go. And I'm trying to think of what moves we could possibly mimic to get our stats up, but we're probably going to be limited to agility from the Dragonite. That's probably going to be how we get through the Lance fight. As you can see here, I was right. Psychic's just going to walk through Agatha's team. This is why we went and picked it up so early. It just made the run so much easier. We're level 64 now. No, next battle will be level 64. Level 63 right now, and we still haven't even hit 150 HP. That's what happens when you've got such a bad HP stat. It's weird how it all works, really. So, now we've beaten the rest of the Elite Four. Let's see how we do against Lance. Was I right? We're thinking that the strategy to go is going to be Mimic and Agility. We need to get through this Gyarados as quick as possible. So we're just going to go for a Psychic. It's going to take 2 hits, and thankfully Hydro Pump missed. Would have been in some big trouble if that had hit. The worst thing about this though is that Dragonairs see that Hyper Beam is going to be a very, very good move. So we need to just set up 1 Agility. There we go. That's enough to take out a Dragonair. So will it do the same on the second? Yep, it will. And the Aerodactyl, will it take it out as well? I'm surprised we outsped there. Aerodactyl is a very speedy Pokemon. And yeah, we're going to lose this attempt. So we need a bit more special. We need a bit more setup. So I'm not too sure how we're going to get that without leveling up. So that's what I did. I went and used my last 2 rare candies to go up level 65. We did get hit by the Gyarados there, so unfortunately we are now at a disadvantage, but we do hang on with 13 HP. We set up our Agilities, and we know that it's going to take out the Dragonairs. But will it be enough to take out this Aerodactyl? Those extra 2 levels, it is. But the bigger challenge, will it take out the Dragonite? No, but Slam misses, so we managed to get through. That was close. If it had hit that Slam, we would have had to probably get up more levels. But we can finally move on to the champion with Abra. Let's see how we do. I'm quite scared for this one. Let's go. So, Pidgeot comes out. We're just going to go for Psychic. Hopefully, best case scenario, he sets up the Sky Attack. That's perfect. Because we don't want to mimic Agility anymore. What we actually want to mimic is Recover. This way we can create a longer battle for ourselves. The more annoying thing is though, the Alakazam also knows it and he probably will use it. Strange enough, for the first time in the whole run, Alakazam uses a Psychic type move on us. And then he starts spamming Recover. So we're going to have to get the Paralysis. We do get the Paralysis. And from here, it's going to be trading blows until one of us, well, until pretty much that Alakazam can't move because of Paralysis. So I'm just going to keep spamming Recover here. And we just got to hope that the Paralysis comes into effect. He uses Reflect, so actually, yeah, we can get through at this point. I completely forgot that he had Reflect. Rhydon comes out. And we can use Psychic. We're not relying on Badge Boost for this last battle. Critical Hit takes it out, and we move on to the Arcanine. Psychic, will it be a 1-hit? It's not, but the that Leer is definitely going to help. Executor comes out, and we're going to try and get the Paralysis to start off with. We do have Recover, so we don't have to worry too much. And then we can go into Seismic Tosses, but we did really need that Paralysis. And Barrage is critting. Oh, we hang on with just 6 HP. That's close. Stomp hits. And it's doing big damage. This is... Okay, we might be stuck in a bit of a loop here. This is not good. Those damage ranges are getting closer and closer. Oh, please don't hit 5 times. No. No. We were so close. I don't even think that was the wrong strategy. That's really annoying. This happens a lot in solo running. So we know this strategy works. I feel like we just got bad luck against the Executor. And then we get some bad luck here, we get confused. We don't hit ourselves in confusion, so Seismic Toss does hit, but he goes straight for Recover. I just want to try and knock him down a bit so he's not going to try and heal. So he's going to heal after this one. Unless he sets up Reflect again. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Rhydon comes out. So we know Psychic's going to do big damage on it. It takes it out in 1. Arcanine's out next, and we know it takes 2 Psychics, but I'm going to go for Body Slam, try and get a few more badge boost glitch on this from this Arcanine. But annoyingly, all it does is use Roar in this circumstance. It goes for Ember, and that wouldn't be good if we get burnt. It's fully paralysed. You know what, let's just go past it. Okay. The Executor, the wall last time, let's go. So how much damage does Psychic? Not very much, no. It's not the play to make. So we're going to go for Seismic Toss. We know it does consistent damage. Yeah, it's doing more than Psychic, so we now need to recover. And we're kind of hoping for them to miss a move, really. Barrage is it's probably the better out of the few moves to use, because it could hit twice, it could hit 5 times. I'd rather have that chance that it only hits twice. So I'm going to, now it's on low health, I'm going to recover as much HP as I can, because if that Blastoise comes in and outspeeds us, we're not in a good position. So we need to recover and hope for a miss here. Stomp still hits, so yeah, let's recover one more time. We're not getting much luck here. I want to be on full health to go against that Blastoise. Okay, we've only got one more recover, so we have to go for it now. And it's Barrage. Okay, that's good. And it hits 3 times. That's probably the best I can hope for here. We've got to take out this Blastoise now. Let's go for Psychic. Come on. He uses Withdraw. We win. We win. And there you go, guys. Level 67, sorry. Level 67 Abra has completed the game on its own. I can't tell you how long this took right now until we get into the next room. But in real time, I was here for at least about half a day. Half a full working day trying to get through this, because I play this on double time speed. I had to stop and come back to it at different points, because the initial grind just over at Pewter in Viridian Forest, it took so long. It took absolutely ages. And as soon as you got past that, honestly, we were through the game as quick as maybe a Zapdos was. So it took us 12 hours and 6 in-game minutes to be able to complete this with an Abra. That's 6 hours in real time that I spent on this run for you guys. But we've proven Abra can solo Pokemon Red and Blue. And with that, I think next time I need a much easier Pokemon to do a run with. To just give me a bit of a break and a bit more enjoyment with it. Because it wasn't enjoyable at all for a while. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, guys. Please like, subscribe, you know, all that YouTube stuff. And we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully with a rival channel with us this time. Take care.